Well, I had a feeling. Guys, a long time ago, I went and played Anthem at EA. I got to meet with BioWare. There was actually a ton of Destiny content creators there, which was pretty funny, considering that BioWare, as well as Anthem, was like, no, we're not trying to compete with Destiny 2 or Bungie. But literally, almost every content creator at that time that covered Destiny 2 was there. Now, at the time, I openly accepted Anthem. I wanted Bungie to have competition. And right out the gate, whether Anthem or BioWare wanted it, Anthem was being called the Destiny killer. Like, before we even got outside of the trailer from E3, everyone was like, oh my god, this game is gonna wreck Destiny. And here we are today. Anthem update from Christian Daily. Friends, in the spirit of transparency and closure, we wanted to share that we've made the difficult decision to stop our development work on Anthem, aka Anthem Next. We will, however, continue to keep the Anthem live service running as it exists today. Since Anthem's launch, the team has been working hard to continually improve the game, releasing multiple updates that brought with them a variety of improvements and introduced new content to play. Towards the end of 2019, we expanded on that effort and started working on a more fundamental restructure of the game. During the development, we've provided updates revealing some of the team's work through blog posts and conversations with you on social media, and it's been inspiring for us to see the positive reactions and feedback. I've been incredibly proud of the work the team has been doing and excited to see and play each new build of the experience. 2020 was a year unlike any other, however, and while we continue to make progress against all our game projects, at BioWare, working from home during the pandemic has had an impact on our productivity, and not everything we had planned as a studio before COVID-19 can be accomplished without putting undue stress on our teams. I know this will be disappointing to the community of Anthem players who have been excited to see the improvements we've been working on. It's also disappointing for the team who were doing brilliant work, and for me personally, Anthem is what brought me to BioWare, and the last 2 years have been some of the most challenging and rewarding experience of my life. Game development is hard. Decisions like these are not easy. Moving forward, we need to laser focus our efforts as a studio and strengthen the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles while continuing to provide quality updates to Star Wars: The Old Republic. To the Anthem community, thank you for your passion and creativity. Your feedback and suggestions most certainly help shape the team's direction. And on a personal note, your kindness and encouragement were much needed last year. Please stay safe and be kind to each other. Strong alone, stronger together. Christian. I guess looking back, the writing was definitely all over the wall. I had a feeling that Anthem Refreshed or Anthem Next or Anthem Reborn would never actually pan out, which is quite a shame. I've dogged on this game a bunch, but let me be real. This game had it. It had the bones to actually a very good feeling looter shooter. It had classes that were vastly different from one another. It had abilities, combos, and builds that I was very much impressed with coming from a game like Destiny 2. Honestly, Anthem had it. BioWare had it. They actually had the part that was the hardest, in my opinion, the bones, the structure, the foundation. There's a lot of games that get things like the loot right or the progression right, but the feel of the game, that's the hardest mark I feel like many devs miss. Probably not even intentionally, but they miss it. Anthem had it. The flying, the responsiveness, the over-the-shoulder shooting, which honestly could have been a little bit better, but still wasn't bad. The abilities really made up for all of that, and the primer detonator combos were disgusting, but Anthem did fall flat in the end game. It fell flat because it had no true identity. You see, it's hard to make a game and say this is a live service game when there are no services in the game. There was literally nothing other than the base campaign. Even the strongholds were just repeats in in-game. Don't get me wrong, they were fun, but they were still repeats. Now, funny enough, they did have Grandmaster, which was pretty awesome. Honestly, some of the most difficult PvE content I've ever experienced. Again, Anthem had that it. It had that itch that you constantly wanted to scratch. It had you coming back, wanting to shoot another gun, wanting to do another combo, wanting to tackle more and more difficult content. It just didn't have the content. And I bring this up because I guess I naively thought that revamping a game wasn't necessarily too difficult, especially when you already have this much right. We've seen it from games like Final Fantasy, A Realm Reborn, who completely scrapped itself and brought it back within like, what, a year? No Man's Sky, another example of a game with a terrible launch, and they revamped themselves up to now be experiencing great success. Destiny is another example of this. Like, let's be real. Destiny 1, terrible launch. Destiny 2, an even worse launch, which is why I'm not in a big rush for Destiny 3, okay? Let's just be real. For some reason, vanilla launches for Destiny have never gone well. However, we've always had the follow-up expansion that always saved the game. The Taken King saved Destiny. Forsaken saved Destiny 2. And despite whatever Activision may have said about Forsaken and it not being a successful expansion, that's bullshit. It single-handedly saved all of Destiny, which is why the game is still going strong today. I was hoping to see that from Anthem. But as soon as we got out of that 1-year timeline from its release, I got more and more concerned. Now, granted, COVID was hitting last year around this time, but there was nothing actually tangible being put out from BioWare. They would put out a few little screenshots of builds, but it didn't look like something major was actually going to be coming out of BioWare. I really do feel like maybe the Anthem community has just kind of been led on here. One of my good friends, YourAverageGuardian, to this day was covering Anthem and all the updates, everything that was happening with the game. This game had a player base. Like, it actually had a player base. It wasn't as dead as maybe some of us may have joked. Hell, even I would download and re-download the game from time to time just to go fly in the game for a little bit, shoot some stuff up, kill some bad guys. I was just waiting for that relaunch, waiting for that reborn Anthem. And it's just a shame that this game with so much potential, with the community that really does love this game. I mean, come on, guys. There's been nothing really for the last 2 years, yet they've stuck around. And even then, BioWare and EA canned it. And I know that it's probably more EA than BioWare, and it does kind of make me wonder if we were going down the same route with Destiny 2. Was Activision looking to finally can Destiny, thinking the game wasn't profitable enough? This is heartbreaking news to the Anthem community. I know many of us Destiny players kind of went back and forth between Anthem, Division, as well as Destiny 2. We kind of just play all of them, and I'm sure most of us are going to try out the Outrider demo tomorrow, which we will be playing. Anthem was definitely, though, in the ring, man. It was one of those games that I knew that if BioWare and EA ever actually got around and added some content, this game was gonna rock. But unfortunately, that's not gonna pan out. Again, to me, guys, Anthem had it, man. It had that it. The thing that's actually the hardest thing to even get in the game. I played a lot of good games. It just didn't have the it. Didn't make me want to keep playing it. Anthem had that it. So let me know in the comments below what you think. No, Anthem is not completely dead. You can still play Anthem right now, but considering that there is not gonna be any future content added to the game, it's very likely, yeah, that this game is pretty much gonna die out. And eventually we'll get a notice that the servers are gonna be taken offline. Depressing as hell, man. You think it's depressing for us? Imagine the guy that's playing this game every day, right? Imagine the guy that's been waiting every single day for the past 2 years for some Anthem content. Jesus, dude. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.